Zach.
You put on some pretty serious miles in the last week. I wanted to know after putting the whole team on your back, running 339 miles all by yourself across the state of Iowa from Sioux City to Dubuque. I wanted to know, does it feel good? I guess what I'm trying to say is, did you love it? You little sicko.
So, podcast listeners might not be newsletter readers.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You mean they haven't gone to patreon.com/LyzLens, paid $5 a month in order to get the newsletter directly into their email box wherever they can receive mail?
Yeah, they might not have, and they might not know that the newsletter is an incredible community and came together for the fourth year in a row to put together a team called High Fructose Corn Sweat to do a real, so powerful, so good, a wonderful team name, if we may say so ourselves. And to relay across the state of Iowa, 339 miles. And this year we were raising money for the Iowa Migrant Movement for Justice. And we talked about this in our last podcast episode. But again, not everybody remembers. And so that's why we didn't record a podcast last week, because Zach was a driver. I was one of the runners. We were literally on the time that we would have been recording. We were literally in rural Western Iowa, running on a road, like a rural B-grade road. Zach was sitting in a car
Liz,
getting air conditioning. Zach was getting air conditioning while the rest of us were running our little asses off.
It's funny when you put it that way, I was doing something pretty heroic, right? Because while you were in a area of the state that we like to call the pit of death, a long descent and the ascent into hell and then rise. Is that Sac City? Where is that located?
Oh my God. It's so funny because we were trying to tell a new team member so people think that Iowa is flat. And if you run across it, you learn swiftly it is not flat at all. It's like nothing but hills. And there's a part of Relay, Iowa that we call the pit, where you go deeply down. It's the Iowa River. You kind of go steeply down and then steeply back up, and it's like a 2-mile stretch of road, and it's kind of like
literal road of trials along the way. The turn off towards the atonement with the Father. It's a really intense time.
And you normally have to do it like in early butt crack hours of the morning, and so it's not like you're at your best either. And the kind of running joke on the team is that, like, I've done it now 3 times out of the 4 years, and it's like, does the team hate Lyz Lens? Kinda. And I think, in short, yes. And but like, Zach, I literally can't remember which town it's outside of.
I like to think it appears it's not actually like a place in space. It's like a place inside, right? That you actually if you were to zoom in on where Lyz was literally when this was happening, she was passed out in the ER, right? She was in the road of trials in her mind, the pit of death inside.
Anyway, yes, but this year I ran more miles than I've run in the past few years. I ran 42, and I ran some of those miles after falling down a gravel hill and eating it and getting like bruises up my leg, which, like, I would see people, just strangers, and I'd be like, hello, stranger, look at this bruise on my ass. And they'd be like, hello, 911, this woman is showing me her butt cheek.
She's making it clap at the med tent. 911.
Please stop. They liked it. But I didn't beat the mileage of our friend Danny Gear, who went
shout out
50 miles. And you know what? That pisses me off. It pisses me off and Danny ran a lot of those miles with her radio equipment on.
Yeah, heavy shotgun mics. She was She was doing her best
Reporting.
she was actually the most the least aerodynamic part of her, the most aerodynamic part of her was her microphone. It was the
Yes.
glass impression she was doing along the way that was really holding her back. Hello and welcome to Dingus of the Week, a weekly show where we dive into America's emotional depths, only to find that nobody bothered to fill up the kiddie pool. I'm Zachary, Oren Smith. I'm a writer for Iowa's Starting Line, and I'm here with Lyz Lenz, the author of the Dingus of the Week newsletter. This podcast is the audio second course of the newsletter's visual feast. Sign up at its new home at Patreon. That's patreon.com/Lyz Lenz. Wherever you listen, help support the show, like and subscribe over on our YouTube. That's youtube.com/Dingus of the Week. Rate and review us over on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Really enjoyed watching a few of those. Scroll in, share this episode in a group chat near you, and of course, become a patron of the Dingus Arts on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Lyz Lenz. Have a dingus of your own. Send us a voicemail at memo.fm/dingus. Leave a voicemail, and it might just make it onto this very show. We have one of those coming up that I'm very excited to share. So, Lyz, who's the dingus of the week?
Zach.
Lyz.
Zach. Let's not beat around the algae-filled reflecting pool and get right into it. Let's jump right in the pond scum.
Yeah.
The dingus this week is, of course, the reflecting pool in Washington D.C. that people can't get enough of. As you know, I am a member of the liberal media, as are you, but
Feels good.
I am DC connected. Ooh,
Ooh.
ooh.
I mean, it's
But
just Mike Pence. It's just like her and Mike Pence chatting in an AOL AIM chat.
And it's a special chat for all the people that the GOP want to string up with the noose.
I was about to say yoiks, but that's just literally what was said outside. Oh, like said on Capitol Hill. Bummer.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not like that's not. I mean, it is offensive, but I
Sorry,
didn't
Mike.
say it first. but I was I've been talking to friends of mine who work at like various news outlets, and every single one of them is like our top story on our news outlet is the algae filled reflecting pool. Like
Day for
the
algae. Big day. Really like center. I mean, the
they,
limelight is really helping it glow and glisten in the American sun.
you know what? Actually, big year for single-celled organisms.
Uh,
Because both those in the pool and those on the cabinet, if we're
yeah.
being honest. So Donald Trump, of course, was like, "Hey, how can I throw away taxpayer dollars?" And was like, "Let's spend $14 million fixing the reflecting pool." Which now, to put some history on it, the reflecting pool does have a history of getting filled with a bunch of algae. And back in 2012, um, during the Obama administration, like 80 ducks died in the reflecting pool, which is kind of funny.
People
And
don't talk
so
about how many ducks Obama killed. That's like it's really a failure of American journalism that there wasn't a duck death counter on the
that's
Washington
right.
Post website.
Where are you on that liberal media? and so like, because Donald Trump like can't has this like huge racist chip on his shoulder, he's like, and now I'm going to fix the reflecting pool that Obama broke somehow. And is like, and so he drained it, had a filtration system put in, and then painted the bottom blue, refilled it, and literally in less than 24 hours after this renovation was complete, the pool got clogged and is now filled with more algae than has ever been seen in those waters at any point in American history.
I mean, Liz, I want to be very
Yes.
careful. I want to be very careful here. You were about to, I mean, like the thing that the word that was ringing out when you were
Yes.
talking about talking was that
Yes.
this is an unprecedented moment, but it's certainly not unprecedented. The invertebrates have long run Capitol Hill, right? It has been
That's right. That's
they are native really to this swamp, and just to have an additional bacteria, invertebrate species
right.
join them.
But
I think that's great. I think that's
I
perfect.
think what's unique here is that they're not on Capitol Hill. They're now in the pool.
Oh,
You know what I
finally
mean? Like
expanding
that's
out, really expanding the
and,
footprint.
and it's like at the pool. Literally Donald Trump was like, I've turned this pool from something that's filthy and disgusting to something that's beautiful. And right after that, the pool got clogged up, filled with algae, and now it looks like something that like an alien would shit out after eating an all vegan diet. Like it looks like Slimer shot a load in there.
Hey Liz. Hey,
That's
hey Liz,
foul.
sidebar. Hey Liz, sidebar. Hey sidebar. Love the energy that you're bringing to this particular show. Sidebar over. Well done.
Which
Like
like
Slimer's load, Liz. This is you're talking into a microphone,
this is a
Elizabeth.
family
My
show.
my
Tip,
mother listens to this, Elizabeth. My mother just heard you say Slimer's load, Elizabeth.
Tipper Gore is rising from her grave. Or I
Anita
just put
Bryant is
Tipper Gore.
shuddering in her orange encrusted grave.
I thought we put a stake through that bitch's heart.
You gotta keep the stakes coming though. Look, it's so important. It's so important. I love this story because I love when
yeah.
a number me, I'm not a math guy, right? And so I love when a number is less of a physical quantity and more of a vibe.
yes.
Trump said it would this rehabilitation of the reflection pool would cost $1.8 million and
Yes.
take 1 week. Then it became $13 million. And then it's going to be less than $20 million. Like at this rate, July 4th, we'll be told that it'll cost $4 and a handshake, possibly 900 million, depending on which Truth Social post we're reading that day.
Yeah. But I think like the beauty of this reflecting pool debacle is that like there is no more like it's not a metaphor when it's like real life. You know what I mean? Like you can't have like this administration is almost beyond satire, right? Like this reflecting pool is a symbol of American democracy. And not only did he like waste a shit ton of American tax dollars and make it worse, right? Like he took the symbol of American democracy and clogged it up and made it filthy and disgusting. And you're like, that's a little too on the nose, you
But
know.
Liz, I gotta say, it's really important to note that this is the reflection pool, not the self-reflection pool. And so we can't.
Ah, ah, ah.
I don't expect them to be
Right.
worrying about any of the outcomes of this anytime soon.
Right. It's like this isn't the first time that American democracy has been made to be a poisonous, murky zone of toxic contamination, right? Like that leaves death in its wake. RIP to 80 ducks. When will justice,
When will justice for the
it's
ducks? Justice for the ducks.
it's been a foul failure for
True.
those ducks.
I really dug. So the
Yeah.
Trump administration, of course, has not loved that the bacteria in the reflecting pool has
Yeah.
become algae in the
Yeah.
reflection pool have become such a big part of the narrative here. And so they've of course employed. They went into their medicine cabinet, found all the hydrogen peroxide, and
Yes, that's
started dumping just liters of hydrogen peroxide. And like this isn't like hydrogen peroxide, like you can buy it in drums, right? You can go to like Slager appliances and buy yourself some large volume hydrogen peroxide, but they like got the Walgreens box of like single quart hydrogen peroxide to pour in. And a chemist that I'll link in the show notes was explaining that when light hits hydrogen peroxide, it will has the property of oxidizing the resulting reaction oxidizes the environment. And particularly in reaction to, we've been seeing like these pieces of the like paint that have been flaking off. Um,
Mhm.
the medicine, of course, might have just gotten rid of our beautiful dark blue paint job that we had in the pool, which is an excellent outcome, I think, for this. What is just win after win after win with this fight.
I love too that it's like, oh no, there's algae. Let's just dump in hydrogen peroxide. I think another point about this reflecting pool job is like it was a no bid contract, which like you shouldn't. I mean, at this point with the Trump administration, we're so beyond like norms and rules. But Donald Trump used the company that did his own pool in a no bid contract,
I'm sorry.
and
So
we
he knows
had
it's really good. Is that what you're saying?
and so yeah, clearly. And then we end up getting like some sort of like super shitty job. And like this is such a Sopranos time, like you know what I mean? Like this is such a Sopranos plot line. Like, and I have to ask the question because I'm not gonna make it a statement because I don't want to get sued. But, like, maybe, like,
A light
a
suit.
little light lawsuit might be great for PR for this podcast. But, like
I'm more concerned about the Slimer estate and what we've said about his sexual congress in the
d
pool.
what are they saying, like, Slimer's an incel? I feel like
Yeah, no nut, no nut Slimer. I think
no, not
no
Slimer.
one paid attention to that spinoff of the Ghostbuster universe.
Hey, at least Slimer, is having an orgasm. Somebody's got to in 2026 because it's certainly not me.
Live Slimer, do your thing, brother, man. If there's truly been like a great the mascot America deserved, maybe it is Slimer.
Maybe his Slimer put him on the flag. But you like throwing a ton of money at a bad construction job is the American way of doing money laundering, is all I'm saying. Like that's how we launder money in America. Like that's how the mob does it. And like, if this is our mob president who does bad construction jobs and then goes bankrupt, like, is he just question? This is a question, not a statement for the lawyers listening. But like, is he just laundering money for his construction buddies? Like, is he just laundering taxpayer money to pay off his friends? And like, is that what all these construction jobs are about? Like with this ballroom, with all this kind of stuff, is he just like paying off all these buddies? And of course people listening are going, obviously, Liz. And I'm like, yes, obviously the question is answering itself, but like y'all are not on the microphone. So,
Yeah, so
I don't
back
have
off, nerd.
yeah, like I also like we don't have the
Yeah.
facts to back this up, but like it is a relevant question to ask ourselves, like
We
because
we
yeah,
don't
these no
know.
bid contracts.
We don't know
Right.
his intent. You're right, but we do know his
Yeah.
rationalization. The it was
Right.
a the he said it was for an urgent situation. Trump wanted it done before his party. That it's the
Yeah.
same exemption that FEMA uses after hurricanes for rushed emergency new
Yes.
infrastructure, so that people who don't have access to water and
Yeah.
housing and food and electricity so that they can get them. We used the same rationalization to paint the pool, to have Trump's friend Bubba down in Florida take a ride to Washington D.C., spend 7 days fouling the reflection pool. Iconic, like iconic
Iconic.
in a
Yes.
word.
Yes. Iconic. I do have to say there are a lot of pictures of like men in gator waders out in the reflecting pools, like using those like pool nets to like scoop up scum. And I was watching those last night and I was like, it's incredible that they haven't like scooped up Stephen Miller yet. Like if
Among
they're
the other
scooping,
crocodiles
yeah,
in the
it's pond scum, like they're like
um
Katie Miller's like, oh, that's where he went.
yeah. Good journalism holds a mirror up to its audience. It helps it better understand itself. I appreciate that, in this era of the century of American humiliation, I don't know that I want to see my reflection in that pool anymore. So kudos to Trump and his friends for that pool.
I would just like to say if the algae keeps flourishing at this rate, maybe perhaps it can grow Pete Heggs at the heart, Marco Rubio some new shoes or some courage, and maybe RFK Jr. a new brainworm.
I am certain. I understand that there's a vacancy in RFK Jr.'s brain, so I hope he
maybe
gets a new tenant very very soon.
maybe he can bottle some of that pond scum water and sell it to the Maha moms like as like a colonic or something.
Lyz, like all of this is set. All of your career, I understand, is like set up for your pivot to right wing media, right? Like your pivot to Maha media when you finally
That's right.
decide when you need when you're ready for that mansion. Just keep that in mind because that's I think that's got legs for selling bigly money. She's going to be making off the pond scum and the reflection.
That's right. I am. So if anybody's watching this and you're looking at the background and you're like, does Lyz have a loft? What is happening? I am in Maine teaching a writing workshop right now, and I'm been put up in an apartment above a bookstore. So it's very lovely, but this is not my home. I wish it
Are
was,
you
but
sleeping on a shelf? Are you Lyz on a shelf?
Elf on a shelf, Lyz on a shelf. We're both part of the panopticon somehow. But no, they have a bed for me around the corner.
Okay.
But the but like speaking of my pivot to right wing, like it's just like Maine, of course, is full of like beautiful, beautiful coastal homes. But of course, they all cost like money that you can only acquire by doing evil things like, owning the jungle or running a hedge fund. And
Failing upwards for a U.S. Senate primary.
right. I'm staying out of it. I don't want to. I'm not. Don't talk to me about your oyster man here. But like I'm ready. I'm ready for my evil pivot because like I want one of these homes. You know what I mean? Like I'm ready to let Tucker Carlson adopt me as one of his shitty fail sons. If only I could have one of these homes. I'm ready for it.
Shitty fail son. Just shitty fail son. You want to take a break?
Let's take a break.
So Lyz, there's so many good reasons to sign up for the newsletter. You can be, not only do you have access to this rippling community, the bunch of bon vivants that are just cutting rugs and ripping band-aids like they say down at the clubs. Lyz, can you give us like what's like a tasty little morsel that someone could have savored this week if they were a newsletter subscriber?
Well, the newsletter subscribers have come together to do a lot of great stuff. Like we come together in real life to form this run team for Relay Iowa, where we've raised so much money for Iowa Migrant Movement for Justice. And right now I'm in Maine, where I am, teaching a writing workshop that one supports local journalism. And if we're sluts for something, Zach, we're sluts for local journalism.
I gargle for local journalism. I do.
Ew.
I'm a regular nasty boy.
No.
Nasty
Okay,
boy
see,
for.
I can say nasty stuff. You can't.
I'm not allowed to say nasty. I'm not allowed to talk about the loads.
No,
Elizabeth,
only
Elizabeth, I'm not allowed to talk about the loads.
Only me, because I'm a lady. No, so we're supporting local journalism, and we're also coming together to talk about writing and learning how to write the hard stuff and write with humor. And so, I mean, I think that's one thing that, or two things that is really great about the community is that not only does it exist online, but there are a lot of ways that we come together in real life to do good things and have fun, because we have fun and we do good things.
I think
all together at the same time.
I think people are hungry right now for not just online communities, but tangible communities.
That's right.
I think I think right now, I think that hunger is real. I feel it. And you too can be a part of this. Patreon.com/LyzLens. $5 a month gets you access to the Discord community, gets you access to this newsletter, and helps support this work each week. Direct your inbox, direct your podcatching app, go online, $5 a month, patreon.com/LyzLens. And we're back. Liz, I've got a game for us.
Oh my gosh.
I've got a game for us. We've been talking a lot about the reflection pool, and if there was like an inciting action, right? We started in media res, right? Trump trying to cover up his great failure. But the inciting action was, of course, all the Goose shit that was just blanketing the reflection pool, right? Oh my God, it was so awful. All of this Goose poop. And so I've created entitled Goose Game. I'm going to read you 3 headlines about geese causing havoc in the Washington, D.C. area. 2 of them are real. 1 I made up. Your job is to figure out which one is fake if you can. Are you ready?
Yes. And may I just also say, here in the Midwest, geese do love to cause havoc, especially in Minnesota, where I spent many a year, in the Rochester area and in the Twin Cities area. We
need more of this.
We do. People can't see because podcasts are an audio medium, but I am making like a table serving gesture as if to indicate that the geese cause havoc across America with their shit.
Oh, you wanted your roads slicker than chicken shit? Why not Goose? Why not Goose, I say. Headline.
To which I am saying, I would like to just say that, like, I have experienced firsthand the shit of the geese causing havoc in my own personal life.
And I think it looks great. I don't think using it as a foundation was a bad move at all. I think it actually is quite. I think it adds a nice base layer.
I do say that geese shit is the foundation for a lot of havoc across America, and you might also be familiar with it. So let's play this game.
Headline 1.
I think people can identify.
Story 1, the National Mall has a goose problem, specifically a goose poop problem. The Park Service estimated that a single Canada goose produces 2 to 3 pounds of waste per day, and there's a lot of geese. The feces were covering walkways, damaging infrastructures, and fouling the reflection pool. The solution, the federal government landed on: hire border collies to harass the geese into moving somewhere else. This is a contract that the government procured in 2015. It called, quote, Goose. It was called for Goose Harassment Services. And to qualify, dog handlers needed experience managing geese.
Wow.
So that's story 1. Story 1.
I want it to be true.
Border collies. Story 2. A gaggle of approximately, this is 2012, CNN reports, a gaggle of approximately 40 Canada geese occupied the east steps of the U.S. Capitol building Tuesday morning. Delaying a scheduled Senate procedural vote by nearly 2 hours. Capitol Police were called to the scene, but were advised by wildlife officials not to engage as it is breeding season, and the geese were described as, quote, extremely territorial and not impressed by your authority. A spokesperson for the Senate Majority Leader said senators were being rerouted through a side entrance, adding, "We've dealt with worse." The geese departed on their own around noon. No injuries were reported. The vote passed 51-49.
And by worse, they mean journalists.
Sure. I I would much rather see the Capitol swamped with Canadian geese than a bunch of
Washington
David
Post reporters.
Brookses than a
Yes, that's
gaggle
right.
of David Brookses. Story number 3. During morning rush hour on I-395, a group of Canada geese walked into the express lanes of one of the busiest commuter corridors in the East Coast and simply stopped. Virginia State Police and the Highway Safety Services Patrol were dispatched. VDOT caught the whole thing on traffic cameras and posted it to X with the caption, quote, "Just some SSP and VSP heroes saving some geese." The geese were eventually escorted off the highway at Edsall Road. They did not thank anyone. They did not apologize for the delay. The geese say, and I quote, "We have no regrets."
They talk like this. They go, that's how
Yeah,
they
right.
they hiss.
Yeah,
They hiss. They go.
sure. The Ed Meta translation over the hiss. Okay, so that's
uh,
3 stories. We have border
yeah,
collies, we have delays at the Capitol, and then we have blocking the roads, blocking the interstate.
I think it's the border collies. I think it's the lassies.
I'm so sorry, Elizabeth. You are incorrect. That's a real story. ABC News reported in 2015. The fake story was the Capitol steps delay in Washington D.C.
Oh,
I
really?
know.
Because
Yeah,
well, I guess they don't really go up the steps. They usually like go under the tunnel to go to the votes. So that makes sense.
as a creature, one creature of the swamp. Uh, I don't know
Yeah.
where that joke is going.
Swamp, the swamp creatures, the senators go underneath. They don't
They
go
seep
up the
up through the
steps.
drain.
Yes, that's right. That's right. They have the little shuttle under the tunnel. They don't,
And
yeah.
who needs it when when you've got a sewer pipe? I have a
Yeah.
voicemail for us.
Great.
Um, this from listener Izzy.
Hello, Dingus of the Week podcast. My nomination for Dingus of this week, maybe even the whole month and maybe even my whole entire year, is Utah Senator Mike Lee. Sure, you've heard about him in the news because of the Kevin O'Leary backed data center that he is like really just powering forward. That's actually not why I'm nominating him. I'm nominating him because he has made a motion to designate the month of June as Fidelity Month to uphold family values. As a former Mormon and a lesbian, I think he should eat shit and die. I hate this man so much. He does not represent the people of Utah very well. I live in Utah County, and I'm very proud to be a gay girl in Utah. So that is my nomination.
So, yes, Izzy is bringing up a wonderful dingus, and Senator Mike Lee has been dingus before Izzy. In fact, I believe I named Mike Lee dingus, was it last year? Right after the shooting of Melissa Hortman in Minnesota, which was a year ago, just over a year ago last year, because Mike Lee, if the people recall, posted on Twitter, right, literally right after a Minnesota state senator was assassinated, politically assassinated, Mike Lee went on to Twitter X and said, "This is what happens when Marxists don't get their way," and also, posted some things to the effect of "Nightmare on Wall Street," basically just implying that this, like that this horrific death um, was the result somehow of Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota. So when Izzy says Lee is a piece of shit, I think we're really underselling the piece of shittery that Mike Lee truly, truly is. And I think it might actually be the governor of Utah who declared, right, this like family values month, but it doesn't matter because Mike Lee is a piece of shit. And to say that he represents this state, right, and walk around being like, I'm a family values guy, I'm a values guy, and yet to consistently be a horrible person who makes light of the deaths of other people, who uses every single opportunity to just say and do the most horrific things possible. It's like, I hope you enjoy hell, Mike Lee. Like, yeah, see you down there, buddy. Me and Satan are gonna enjoy poking you with our little forks. Like, it's gonna be a good time. But I do think like Mike Lee just really embodies this like Trumpian sense of like self-righteousness where you think that you're like, I am this like great and wonderful person while continuing to be the shittiest person possible. And Izzy, enjoy being a little gay girl. You are actually the best person in the entire world. And I'm so happy that you listen to our podcast and you will not be seeing Mike Lee in hell because nobody who listens to this podcast is going to hell unless you're Mike Lee and you accidentally listen. Or your lawyers do.
Do you think Mike's out there? You think he's
Mike's
like a nasty
listening.
little boy in the corner? I like to think so.
I mean, that would be thinking something nice about him, and I don't know.
Do you like
I
Mike
don't know, but
Lee? $5 a month, patreon.com/.
I will say, right? Like, it was Minnesota Senator Tina Smith. It was Senator Tina Smith who got a Mike Lee to shut up and delete his tweets, which I think is incredible. And, because Tina Smith takes no prisoners. She was just like, what the hell is wrong with you? Well, she didn't say you piece of shit, but I think like piece of shit was implied. Yeah, it was implied. And then he did delete those tweets. But I love Tina Smith so much. She's like one of the few politicians who I will like say, okay, I'm like behind you a little bit, like, but after you've like done enough political reporting. Yeah. I mean, when you've done enough political reporting, you like treat most politicians like snotty tissues. You're like, okay, like you have a utilitarian value, but like, I'm pretty sure you have like snot, so I'm like,
I don't want to know.
like, but I don't like want to touch you. And like, but like Tina Smith, I believe is one of the good ones. But yeah, Mike Lee is no bueno and has been Dingus and should continue to be Dingus of all time. And yeah, Izzy, you bring up a good point. Maybe we need to bring it back. He hasn't learned. We got to bring him back. We got to do a rerun, as in rerun the car back over him.
Is there a possible like dunce cap, like a unit, like just a year-round dunce cap that some of these Dingus luminary? What is the opposite of a luminary? Because that's to enlighten or to illuminate. Luminary.
Yeah.
Obscurinary.
That's
Umbarinary.
obscure. That's
I'm
not
trying to
how
like
words
darken.
work.
Like umbarinary. What is the root
I
for
don't.
to darken?
To darken,
Yeah, if luminary is to like a light.
lighten, shittinary. And that's
Thanks for
why I get paid the big
thanks
bucks.
for listening. Patreon.com/LizLens is the home of Dingus of the Week, a Men Yell at Me media
Wait,
production.
we gotta do our joy segment.
Oh my God, I'm running over Joy. I meant to run the car. I thought I was running over Mike Lee. I instead ran over the heart of Joy.
The joy. We have to say joy things. Okay,
Liz.
you say what is bringing you joy, and I'll do it, and then we'll wrap it up because we're gonna take a 2-week break for summertime.
Happy to. The thing that's causing me joy right now, and this is a little sadistic, but like hear me out. We'll get there. My baby girl has been sick for the first time. She's been sick for the first time. Nothing serious, but she's very congested, and so when we wake her up, she's like this little shambling mass. She's got a nose full of boogies, and so I gotta
Oh, are you getting sick, Snuggles?
I'm getting little sick snuggles. I'm taking the thing that's breaking my heart right now, not the joy, is I've got it. There's this little electronic booger sucker thing.
Yeah,
I got a
the
saline.
boogie sucker.
We throw some like saline solution in her nose, and then we just ram that thing. And she screams and she cries and she hates it. And then she starts breathing really well and she starts feeling a lot better. And so I'm getting to like see it's like um it's very sweet, but like the joy is like doing this thing to my daughter, right, where I'm sucking the boogers out of her, a process she absolutely hates. I am just exiting those experiences being like, this sucks. I'm hurting this thing that I chose to bring into this world, like this, or this poor lump of snot is getting mistreated. And then she breathes better and she feels better and she's able to go play, and it's really cool to get to see that in like a 30-minute chunk. It's like a
Yes,
cycle that I'm getting
right.
on. That's been really
The
cool.
parenting, where it's
I'm
like,
parenting right
yeah,
now, and that's really
yeah,
cool.
where it's like I'm doing something that you don't like for your benefit. It's like when I had to give my daughter pink eye drops, and I would literally have to
Oh,
hold her down like with like all my body, and she would be like, "You're hurting me. This is gonna ruin me," and I'd be like, "Shut up."
does it
I'd be like,
ever
shut your hole.
does it ever
No,
not
it
feel
doesn't.
bad to like hold your daughter's like arms? I
It
I
it
feel
gets
so bad.
it gets just like more funny because like they become like they become more self-aware. Like my daughter is 15, and like she's like more self-aware about it. Like I'll tell her something, she won't do it, and then she'll come back and she'll be like, damn, I should have done the thing that you told me to do. And I'll be like, yeah, dude. Eh. I'm like, well, listen to me next time. And then, and then I'll tell her, I'll be like, this is a thing. I'm going to tell you, if you don't do it, you're going to be mad about it later. And she'll be like, huh, I guess I'm going to learn the hard way.
There's more reflection in your daughter than there is in the pool.
And the pool.
So
Also, the stuff you're sucking out of her nose is probably looks like the pond scum. So,
Liz, what's
but,
causing you joy?
dude, lobster rolls. That it's not that deep for me. Like you're all like
Hell yeah.
you're just like you're like, here's this deep thing, and me, bitch, it's lobster. Like I had a lobster
How are
roll
you?
last night.
All right, there's like I've been when I was in Boston, I learned there are like types of lobster rolls. There's like hot rolls, there's hot buttered rolls. There's like what are you loving right now? Is it the cold one?
Dude, it's not again, I'm a landlocked girly. I am here for a couple days. I'm working. I'm not like, this is not a vacation. I am working hard. But I'm also having a great time. But they are feeding me. So for me, I'll eat anything because I'm also a human garbage disposal. That's what they called me in high school. And they We are foul today. Like, this is a foul podcast.
lot of goo in this
Tell
particular episode.
Tell moms not to listen to this. Moms, no. Moms had babies. They be knowing.
A goo forward podcast is very powerful.
It's more like a come forward podcast.
Yeah.
So it's lobster rolls. I love butter. I love a buttery lobster roll, but I'll take any lobster I can get. It literally, it doesn't matter. It's all like on the same level. Cold for lunch, hot for dinner. I mean, that would be my preference. I had a hot one last night with this like beautiful white wine, and you know I'm not a white wine lady, but like it had like this like kind of peppery undertones with my hot buttery lobster, and I was like, am I the happiest white lady who ever a white lady?
I think so.
Lobster and white wine in Maine, like I could die right now.
Thanks for listening. Patreon.com/LyzLens is the home of Dingus of the Week, a Men Yell at Me media production. Love or hate what you heard. Help us keep it coming by doing all of the following. 1, like and subscribe to our YouTube. 2, rate and review us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. 3, share this episode with a friend. And 4, and last, become a patron. At $5 a month, you can keep us rolling all year long. Go to patreon.com/LyzLens. Have a dingus of your own, want us to talk about it, go record a short message at memo.fm/dingus. Be the Izzy we want to see in the world.
That's
right. Thanks for listening.
Izzy, we love you. Thank you, Zach, for being the producer and co-host, and thank you to our editor who edits us, who keeps us tight, who reminds us of 80 Ducks who died back in 2012. Hey, and thank you to Nora, who's been helping us out with social media. Thank you so much, Nora. And thank you to Laura Benitez and The Heartache for our sassy little song that's going to play us out.
Dingus of the week, lost your paddle up shit creek. You're not smart, you're just an a-hole. Elon's calling from his K-hole. Read those racist tweets, tell lies about vaccines. Perhaps you'll be our dingus of the week. It's a race straight to the bottom, down so deep it's hard to fathom. Fascists all take turns fiddling as the nation burns. Like those history lessons you refuse to learn. Dingus of the week, the country's past its peak. We're all paying for your sin. Might as well let the brainworms win. You're wild, we can't have nice things. Time to bring back the guillotines. And now let's see